I've come to Esser Automotive in Germany to find my perfect hypercar. The way this is going to work is I'm going to pick 10 cars from this collection, which I'm going to find out a little bit more about, and then I'll actually reject 5 of them. Will I reject this? The remaining 5 I'll get to sit in to try out for size, but then I'll reject 2 of them. The remaining 3 I'll get to cold start to experience the sound of their engines. In fact, you won't believe what engine is in this car. Finally, I'll reject 2 more cars, which will leave me with 1 car that I'll get to drive on the road. Will it be something like this Valkyrie, which I have driven on track before, but never on the road? Or will it be something I've never even set eyes on before, such as this mad Apollo? Well, I'm super excited today, and you're going to join me as I get to drive a really, really special car. I can't wait.
But not everything would go to plan, because later something would happen that could damage an irreplaceable $10 million hypercar.
We need to just put into a garage station.
You need to just put them into a garage station, right? Let's see what we've got.
Right, let's see what we've got.
That is insane.
Wow,
super rare.
that is insane. They are super rare.
It's a
Blimey.
good start.
Well,
It's a good start, isn't it? Aston Martin Valkyrie. Look at the paint scheme on this. It's incredible. Carrera GT in blue. I always see them in silver. GT2 RS, a Huayra Sim.
You use that.
Have you used that sim? That's right.
No, in Turkey.
Oh no, it's going to happen.
It doesn't work.
That's the one.
SF90. What's this? Some kind of like mad R8 with a roof scoop. Oh, look at that. Koenigsegg CCX, another CCXR, Aventador. We've got some McLarens. Look, a Countach. How do you say it properly? Countach.
Another Carrera
GT. So this is the colour you expect, isn't it? Oh, look at this. A 993, 911 GT. It's got the best rear wing on any car. Look at this. GT3 RS. Ooh, Aston Martin Valor. A Tramontana R. The Spanish like racing car for the road.
A Spanish like racing car for the road.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's certainly some interesting cars here.
But before we go any further, I need to introduce Marcus, the owner of Esser Automotive. He's going to tell me about each car's amazing backstory, and importantly, how much they cost.
The first car we're going to start with is a Koenigsegg CCXR.
Every Koenigsegg is special, but the CCXR is a true icon. It's based on the infamous 800 horsepower CCX, but its modified twin supercharged 4.7 litre V8 now produces over 1,000 horsepower. It can reach almost 250 miles an hour. Koenigsegg only made 11 CCXRs, but this one is unique for a couple of very interesting reasons.
That particular car is one of the, or if not the very first CCXR. Special about this one is the sequential shifting. So you have 3 pedals, so you have a clutch, and then you only shift up and down, but it's so much fun. So this is one of the highest mileage Koenigsegg's out there.
What's it done?
It's got 35,000 kilometers.
That's a lot for a Koenigsegg, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
What's the average for a Koenigsegg, do you think, per year?
Per year, I would say around maybe 2,000 to 3,000. This one was his favorite car, and they used it a lot. The first owner drove most of the mileage, and he had it on several rallies. He drove the Gumball in it, he drove a mockball rally. He was not a garage queen driver, he was really using it as it's meant to be.
I really love the CCXs. Yeah. I actually prefer the CCX than the Agera. I prefer the look of it, and I like the fact that they're manuals. I would like to have a go with that sequential maybe. We'll find out if I'm going to actually pick this car later on. What is the value of one of these?
Around 1.6, 1.7 million.
How much more expensive are they than the normal CCX?
It depends, you know, let's say the R is of course always a little higher than a normal X, but I think the most important would be mileage and the year. Like one of the very late CCXs, for example, the editions, that's worth, I don't know, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 minimum more than this one, as there are only a very few of them. A good example would be this one. You also have to take into consideration not only mileage and year, it's also for which market are they built. This one here is eligible for the US. That makes it very
So you can import it into the US without the 25-year rule or whatever it is?
Yes, because this one was built for the US. This one is not.
So what's the price of this one then, would you say?
Something that like this would in the US sell for around $2.5 million US dollars.
Right, so a bit of an uplift over that one. Okay, which would you pick to drive? Yeah, I think I went for the right one. The second car on my list is the Aston Martin Valor.
Only 110 of these cars were built to celebrate Aston Martin's 110th anniversary. It's based on the latest Vantage, but it has a fully carbon fibre body and a modified 5.2 litre twin-turbo V12 from the DBS with 715 horsepower. Unlike other Astons, this car has a 6-speed manual gearbox, but this specific Valor has another cool feature.
So this one was delivered to a very good customer of ours. He has a color matching Valkyrie, and he said, I want the two cars in exactly the same spec, and also with this stripe on the bonnet. And all of this you will find also on his Valkyrie. Out of the 110 cars in existence, it's the only one in this combination.
Okay, so where's his Valkyrie? Is that for sale?
No, that one's not for sale.
So why is he getting rid of the Valor?
Every one of us has a certain limit of space.
Okay.
So this is one where he said now, okay, I let it go and make space for something else.
Okay, so what's he asking for?
And we're looking at 1.8 million euros.
And what was it new?
It's about the new price of the car.
So they've held.
Yeah, it's slightly over.
What do you think about like the manual cars in future? Because I know that with classic cars from like the 50s and the 60s, they're falling in value now because the people that were interested in those, who saw them when they were a kid, and then when they've got some money, they bought them. But these people are now dying off, and so it kind of, the values like shift with like a generation, don't they? What's going to happen when like the young people that like looked at these cars and really dreamt of having them, but they don't learn how to drive manual?
I agree with you that this is a problem, and I can also foresee that they only drive electric cars, which is a nightmare for me. So that's why I'm trying to teach everyone to how to drive manuals and how much fun it actually is. And I agree with you that these really old cars are depreciating, but this one is not affected yet. Their peak is still to come.
Really?
In my eyes. This one here is, I don't know, 100 years.
Really? But in 100 years' time, the people who were driving cars will not know how to drive a manual?
We will teach them.
Well,
we will teach them, and my kid, my son will teach them. You know?
Okay, all right. I mean, that's a special thing, you know. If I'm going to pick one car to drive, the chances of driving one of these is pretty blooming slim. So that could be very high up on my list. So the Aston Martin Valor is a really striking-looking car, but it's got a retro design to it. This is a really striking-looking car, and it looks super futuristic and modern. It is the Apollo IE.
This car wouldn't look out of place in a Transformers movie, but under the crazy carbon fibre body, the Apollo is more like an old-school racing car. It has rear-wheel drive, a sequential gearbox, and a naturally aspirated V12 engine. But despite all this, there's a good reason why you've probably never heard of it.
Marcus, what exactly is the Apollo IE?
The idea was from a Hong Kong Chinese businessman to have his own supercar, and then he worked out the designer to work with, he worked out the people who built it for him, so the car was actually built in the end here in Germany at HWA.
HWA ran Mercedes' official DTM touring car team and built the stunning CLK GTR road cars. More recently, they developed the glorious naturally aspirated V12 engines in the Pagani Huayra R and Evo Roadster, and they applied the same technical know-how when they built this incredible Apollo.
Engine-wise, it's a V12 normally aspirated 6-liter engine with close to 800 horsepower, which screams like hell. It's really, really phenomenal. There's only 10 of them in the world. We are fortunate enough to have 2 of them.
So what's the value of this one? What are you expecting to sell it for?
The value is around 4 million euros netto. That's what we're also looking to get.
What was the original price of it?
It was around 2.8, 2.9 million euros.
So they've gone up. What do you think is going to happen with the value of these? Because your money's safe in like exclusive Ferraris, exclusive Porsches. This is a little bit unknown, isn't it? If they've only done 10 cars.
Yeah, it's unknown, but in this hypercar community, they know about them. You don't need a lot of people, you know. There's 10 cars, so 10 cars are all taken, and there's a lot more people that said, that's a freaking cool car, you know. I want to have something really special, you know, when I show up at the next supercar meet or something, then if you come with this, you'll be the only one.
Right. I mean, the opportunity to drive something like this. Yeah, we'll see what happens later on. The fourth car is one of my favourite cars of all time. I absolutely love these, and this one's particularly special. It's a Carrera GT.
It has a naturally aspirated 5.7-litre V10 engine with 612 horsepower that was originally designed for Formula 1, and the GT's carbon fibre chassis uses technology from a top-secret Le Mans car Porsche developed in the 90s. Crucially, it also has a 6-speed manual gearbox, which makes it one of the most involving Porsches to drive, and probably the most difficult.
So this is a very special car. Courier GT, as it's one of the very last examples. So they made 1,280 something cars, and this is chassis 1,220 or something. But a very, very late car from 2006. It's in a PTS color, midnight blue metallic, and they made only 6 of them in this color. That's the only one out of the 6 with blue interior. So that's very special about this car. Sorry, you're making big eyes. Unfortunately, it's sold already, so don't fall in love too much. It's already sold, it's just waiting here for basically final delivery.
But I could potentially drive it.
Yes.
Okay, but you've got another one over there. That's like the classic kind of Courier GT.
Launch spec.
Yeah.
Courier GT Silver.
The paint.
Yeah.
I know you say you sold it. It actually matches perfectly my 996
does it?
and my 986 Boxer, so I could have those two and then this.
Maybe I should tell that to the owner that you already have the 996.
Yeah, so I have to,
and the Boxer. Yeah. So I should maybe convince him to give it to you instead.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the value of this one?
Something special like this is always a lot more than a standard color or standard car. So you're more going towards the 2 million figure than the 1.5 million.
So what was that one over there?
This one is 1.350. The mileage is low on this one, and the paint is more. The whole combination is more special. It's a very late car. And this one is a car that has been driven a little bit more, so that's 32,000 kilometers.
It's quite a lot more.
Yeah, this one has 12,000.
12,030 odd. Okay, another question. You said it's a later car. Are they worth more?
Yeah, kind of. So people that are really into the GT market know that the later the car, the better it is.
Yes, exactly, because they figure it out as they like, yeah. So I've got an ST, which is a later model. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think is going to happen with these? Are they going to keep going up, do you think?
I think they will. It's a car that will never come again like this from Porsche. It's such as close to a race car as it can be.
But you do need skills to drive these, because they can be a little bit kind of edgy. And there was a problem with the suspension, wasn't there? There was a massive recall.
Yeah, just recently had a big recall. But now they're fine. They got some new Pilot Sport Car 2 tires, the latest version.
So you get new suspension, new tyres. One thing about them though, if I do get to drive this, they're famous with their clutches, aren't they? Because they've got like a tiny little clutch, and you've got a really powerful, snappy V10 engine.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
And so you've got risk of stalling, and you can't apply revs because you can burn out the clutch. And how much is it to replace a clutch on one of these?
Around 50k. Maybe slightly more.
Maybe I shouldn't drive it, but I kind of want to drive it. My fifth choice is something a little bit weird, the Tramontana R.
It looks like a cross between an Ariel Atom and a Formula 1 car, but it has a massive V12 engine and bizarre tandem seats. And there's another reason why the Tramontana R is totally different from everything else here at SA Automotive.
Most of these cars in here, you have them on consignment, so you're selling them on behalf of a customer, aren't you?
Yeah.
However, certain cars you have bought or you own yourself, and this is one of them.
Yes, because back then a customer wanted to buy a Koenigsegg and he wanted to trade in 3 cars. And one of the 3 was the Tramontana. Of course, the design of it is very special and you have to like it or not. But what's super cool is the seating position. And then you have this super cool, powerful V12 B-turbo 5.5 liter Mercedes engine in the back. 720 horses on the rear wheels, super wide wheels. Back in 2005 when they founded the company, they didn't want to save money. So wherever you look, it's pieces from very well-known manufacturers. For example, the wheels are made from BBS, the brakes are from Brembo, engine is from Mercedes, the shifting is X-Track, seats from Recaro.
The intro is very interesting. Alpine Radio. Okay, we've got this tandem style. I kind of want to drive this because I know for each of the cars for insurance purposes, Marcus has to come with me. And do you reckon you're going to fit in there, mate?
That's yours.
No, I'm driving. I'll be driving. You're basically going to have to wrap your legs around me. This is going to be so weird.
It is so weird.
So how long have you had this for in stock?
For quite some years.
Really? So years?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a great idea to take it in part exchange because no one's bought it?
No, we always look for more money. This one was delivered in 2011. Back then it was 650,000 euros.
Yeah.
When we traded it in, of course we wanted to make a fair profit on it. So far it didn't work, okay, but we also changed the looks of the car in the meantime. So we took off, there's a glass cover.
A cockpit like that, like on a fighter jet?
Exactly, even with a windshield wiper, but we thought the looks is cooler and also the feel is cooler to take it completely off and have the full driving experience.
But you have to drive it obviously with a full face helmet, otherwise you're going to get flies in your teeth and everything.
Yeah.
What are you asking for this particular car?
We're asking 250,000 euros.
So this has gone down then? Like the other things we've been talking about? about, they've gone up.
From new price, it went up. Yes.
And usually, this could be a bargain then, couldn't it? Because you're getting something that was way under list price, whereas everything else is way over the list price, like the Carrera GT.
When I traded it in back then, I thought, just to have the engine, even if the rest is not worth anything, I would still have the engine.
And you've still got the engine, Mark?
Yeah, the engine is in it. And, no, it's so much fun to drive it.
Do you think out of all these cars that we've seen so far, which one will give me the most thrill? Do you think it's this?
Probably, yeah.
Really? My sixth choice is another Aston Martin, the Valkyrie.
And in many ways, this is closer to a true racing car than a Tramontana. It was built by Aston Martin in partnership with then Red Bull designer Adrian Newey. It also has a 6.5-litre naturally aspirated Cosworth V12 and an F1-inspired KERS hybrid system to produce over 1,100 horsepower. And modified Valkyries are actually being raced in the World Endurance Championship. It also has some of the most insane aerodynamics of any road car, which means it can do this.
Marcus, I've driven a Valkyrie on track, never driven one on road. It'd be quite interesting to drive it on road because it's an awkward car to drive in a way, isn't it? Like you're really like cocooned in this small cockpit, it's super noisy, visibility out isn't great. You've got quite a wide car but you sit right in the middle of it, so you don't know where the corners are. I'm putting you off letting me drive it now. And especially this one with this paint scheme, whoa.
I think it's really cool and gives the car a very unique look. Yeah, that's 150 cars. And like you said, it's a super unique driving experience. Once it's on a road where you have some space and you're brave enough to go full, then it really kicks you.
The engine is insane. The noise of
Out of all these cars
that is insane as well. What are these going for?
They sell for around 2.8 million euros.
And what were they?
Around 2.6.
Okay, so they're not really.
No, just slightly over list.
So what's going on with them? Why do you think that is?
You have to be very, very into like Formula One style driving on the road, having such a crazy machine. It's something really special.
In other words, it's quite hard to drive on the road, is what I'm thinking.
Getting in and out is
hard, yeah. And that's the thing I think with this, that a lot of these people, they buy these cars, they go on a tour, and so going in and out, do I take the Aston Martin? No, it's a bit of a pain, I've got to wear the headset, blah, 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 blah. Whereas something like an AMG one, they're a bit better for a tour as long as they work.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting.
It's more comfortable. The AMG, I could drive it down the road easier than this.
Yeah, that's true.
What's happening with AMG ones? Are they over list? What do they go for?
They also go over list. I heard 300, 400, 500.
Okay, so a bit better than these, maybe.
Yeah, slightly better.
So I've heard there's been quite a few issues with these. So whenever I speak to anyone, and with the AMG one, Valkyrie, they seem to have quite a few visits from Aston Martin.
There's nothing to hide about. These cars are so close to fighter jet when it comes to complexity. And when there's a manufacturer that makes something like this, they cannot be as perfect as a Porsche 918, for example. They cannot build 30 test cars and take them all around the globe and test them for 100,000 kilometers each, and so on and so forth, because that budget to do that is so crazy high. And that's where all the manufacturers, and Mercedes learned that as well, that it's not so easy to build something like this in a perfect way. There will be little problems or lights or something going on. But when they work,
they're amazing.
They're so amazing. I had a customer once who said to me, so that out of the 10 times, let's say the 3 times it works, it's so amazing that I forget about the 7 times it had a small issue.
Have you got roads round here that would suit this or not?
Oh yeah, we do.
We do.
That's why we're here.
And number 7 is the modern Lamborghini Countach.
This special edition Aventador blends retro design with the 814 horsepower hybrid drive system from the Sian. This uses supercapacitors instead of conventional batteries to reduce weight and fit the complex hybrid system around this car's mighty 6.5-litre naturally aspirated V12 engine.
It's a bit of a funny one that I picked this because ultimately it's a Lamborghini Aventador, right? Just with a nice exterior and interior.
What you said, completely different car.
But such a special thing, like visually for me, this is love it. What do you think?
Yeah, I also love it. Of course, I was also a very big fan of the old Countach.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Aventador and the SVJ. I love the SVJ, but I also love this. And I think if I was going to have one, this would be my ultimate Lamborghini because it ticks all the boxes. That V12, that single clutch gearbox as well. Like back in the day, people were like, oh, you want a dual clutch because they're smoother. But actually, it's an experience, isn't it? The way it smacks you in the back.
It is an experience, yeah.
So values on these. What is this worth? What are you looking for this car?
So they made 112 cars. So this one is a bit special because it's all white. The guy who spec'd the car said, I wanted like the car in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, of course, I can tell just by looking at it.
Exactly. So he had white color, white rims, and white interior. We all know how that car ended up in the film. We don't want that with this car, but he wanted to have the looks. Value-wise, so the cars were new around 2.1 million euros.
Which is a lot for a rebodied Aventador.
Yeah, but it's also a very special car. And we're looking at 2.4 million euros netto at the moment.
Right, so they're a little bit above list. What do you think will happen long term for something like this? Is it going to stay about where it is? Do you reckon they'll go up again?
They were a bit higher, like you said, but I think in the long run, if you have something like this in, I would say, 10, 15 years from now, it will be super high.
Really? So what are you thinking, like 5 million?
Maybe 3.5.
So not huge gains, but decent gains on it.
Decent gains, and in the long run, I think it will.
And the good thing about this is that you don't have to worry about people being able to drive manual because it's automatic.
Right.
Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, an Audi R8 is not a hypercar, but this one is. It's because it's actually an Apt X GT.
A big part of Apt's business is tuning Audi RS cars, but they also have a very strong racing history, winning numerous touring car and GT championships with modified Audi TTs, A4s, A5s and R8s like this one.
What exactly is this car then, Marcus?
It's basically a race car converted for road use. So Apt took the R8 LMS Ultra GT2 and they made it road legal, basically.
But it's basically a racing car.
It's basically a race car for the road. It feels so illegal when you're in the car.
So what's the value of this? What are you looking for?
We're looking at 679 euros, including taxes. Yeah, they built 99 cars. They are all sold.
Is it quite rare for these to become available?
It's pretty rare. I've seen 2-3 cars that came online. We have this one for about a month now.
Much interest?
Yeah, there's some interest on it. Yeah, we're actually in negotiations with one guy.
How long does it usually take for this kind of range of car for the deal to go through from initial interest to sale?
The average is hard to say, maybe a week and a half, something like this, for cars around a million or slightly lower. And sometimes it takes, I don't know, 2-3 years to convince one customer to get into one of the hypercars. And then he buys them in minutes. So it's always the first step to get him into this league is a little bit harder sometimes.
Because certain cars have hung around, usually the electric ones like the Rimac Navara and the Lotus Evija.
Yeah.
You've sold some?
No, but we've been close with Rimac for a while.
It's quite interesting. So I was speaking to Horatio Pagani about like electric cars and how they looked at doing an electric car but then decided not to. It is essentially saying the cars are good, and like the Rimac Navara is an impressive car.
Super impressive. It's also
But people just don't want the electric hypercar, do they? Will that change? Will that change?
It will. There will be a time when this changes. We spoke about it earlier, remember? The young generation, they grew up with electric cars on, and then maybe there's a time when electric hypercars will be more popular.
And how fast do you need to go? Because all of these cars here, you could argue, are a little bit too fast for the road.
Yeah, every single one is too fast for the road. Every single one.
I'd like to see what this is like on the road. Maybe I'll get to try it. The ninth car is the McLaren P1.
The P1 features a 3.8 litre twin-turbo V8 and an electric motor which produce a combined 916 horsepower. It can do 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 3 seconds and go on to 217 miles an hour. Alongside the Porsche 918 Spider and Ferrari LaFerrari, the P1 formed the original hypercar Holy Trinity. But the McLaren is the rarest of the three. Only 375 were made, compared with over 700 LaFerraris and over 900 918 Spiders.
My friend Mark has just bought one of these. He paid, I can't remember, just over $1 million for it. What's happening value-wise on these, and are they a good investment?
I think they are, and I think that they are on the low side right now. Even though it's 10 years old or 11 years old, it's still a car that competes with modern hypercars. The car has to be driven from time to time. That's one thing that I advise to...
Oh, he drives it. At the Holy Trinity, forget about values, because we know the Ferrari is the one that's up there, and the other two are down here. Which car do you prefer?
918 Spider.
Why?
I like Porsche a lot. It just drives so sharp and so nice. I love the sound when you drive open top and you have the exhaust right next to your ears.
Quite interesting. So, I was speaking to Horatio
I find the
Pagani
LaFerrari
about,
the wildest
electric
ride.
cars
Yeah.
and how they looked at doing an electric car but then decided not to. Is essentially saying that the
But
cars
from
are good
a
and like the
sales
Rim
point
is
of
an
view,
impressive
Probably
car.
the LaFerrari, then
Super
the 918,
impressive.
and then
It's
the
also
P1.
fantastic.
Probably
But
the
people
best
just don't
buy
want the
is at the
electric
moment the P1,
hypercar
value-wise.
So my mate
Will
Mark
that
did the right
change?
thing by
Will
getting
that
into a
change?
P1
It will.
rather than a
It
918
will.
Spider,
There
because he's
will be a
always
time
got a
when this
mind
changes.
for business he has.
Spoke
And I
about
think
it
that he did
earlier.
a good choice.
Remember
The 10th and
young
final car on my
generation.
list is under
They
this
grew up
cover,
with
so let's
electric
unveil
cars
it.
only.
It is,
And
of
then maybe
course,
there's a time when
a
electric hypercars will be
Koenigsegg
more popular.
Jesko
And how fast do you need
Attack.
to go?
This is the
Because all of
track-focused
these cars
version
here,
of the
you could
Jesko.
argue,
It has a
are a little
5-litre
bit too
twin-turbo
fast for the
V8
road.
with 1600
Yeah,
horsepower,
every
a
single
9-speed
one is
multi-clutch
too fast for
gearbox,
the
and
road.
active
Every
aerodynamics
single
that produce
one.
up to
I'd like to see
1.4
what
tons
this
of
is like on the
downforce. The
road,
Attack
though.
has two goals:
Maybe
to go
I'll get
faster
to try
around a
it.
racetrack
The
than
ninth
any other
car is the
hypercar,
McLaren
and
P1.
to turn more
The
heads
P1
on the way
features a
home.
3.8
I like the spec, the white and the black
turbo
works really well, doesn't it?
V8
Yes, especially the carbon stands out a lot on these very bright cars.
Have they built all the Jesko Attacks yet or not?
Not yet, not yet. They're still building Attacks and Absolutes, especially for the US market.
And you've got some customers that are expecting cars, have you?
We have delivered quite many already, but we're still getting some. Yes.
What was the list price of something like this?
So the base price of the Jeskos in Europe were 2.35 million euros.
But no one pays that because you add stuff to it. So
Yeah, and then you add a little bit. So this one was close to 2.6.
2.6. But let's say someone who hasn't got an allocation for a Jesko, if they wanted it, how much would they have to pay to get into this car, do you think?
Right now they sell for around 3.8 to 4 million euros.
Really?
Yes.
It's because there's a queue for people, right?
There is.
Now, I've driven one of these. I've driven one in Dubai. I've driven the Absolute at Koenigsegg.
Oh, yeah?
Personally, I'm a bit more of an Absolute guy than an Attack. What
So
about
an
you?
high-speed guy.
Yeah. I just prefer the look of it, actually.
Yeah?
Which do you
Okay.
prefer?
I prefer the Attack.
Yeah, an Attack, okay.
Yeah, even though the Absolute grows more on me, the longer I look at it and the more I have it. But I'm a wing guy.
Yeah, I mean, you've got GT3 RS and you regularly track it on the Nürburgring
Yeah.
as well, which is dangerous, but anyway.
But
But it's fun. But out of all the Koenigsegg's,
Yeah.
as a Koenigsegg dealer, which is your favourite?
The one-to-one.
The one-to-one. So, from what's that, about 10 years ago, was it?
Yeah, 2004, yeah.
Yeah. Mine, CC850. If, you know, I got really lucky. Somehow found like about 3 million and got an allocation for it as well. That would be the one. That's my ultimate
That's the
hypercar.
biggest, that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. Have you got any coming in?
Yes, we have, yes. In total, 4 cars.
And how many of those will be made?
70.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be 50 to celebrate his 50th birthday.
Right.
Then he came up with some kind of spurious reason of how they could make another 20.
Celebrate 50 for my birthday, 20 for 20 years in production, so we're going to make 70 of them.
Yes. Jesko Attack. Driving it on the road. I don't find it that difficult to drive, so that wouldn't be too intimidating, but it'd be a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I like it a lot.
I like you a lot.
Will I pick it? Will I pick it? Now I've got to decide which 5 cars I'm going to keep to sit in, which means I've got to reject 5 cars. I thought I'd just contemplate it while sitting in the back of this Mansory Rolls-Royce Cullinan car. I've decided which car I'm going to reject first, and it is the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack. Reason being, if I want a modern Koenigsegg, it's going to have to be the CC850, and I really want to drive an older Koenigsegg. Speaking of which, the older ones have solid silver keys, the new ones are carbon fibre. This is really heavy. Press this button to open it.
In Europe, we're 2.35 million
It's not flashing.
euros, but no one pays that because you add stuff to it.
I can hear a noise.
Yeah, and then you add a little bit. So this one was close to 2.6. 2.6.
Such
But
an
let's
idiot.
say someone who hasn't got an allocation for a Jesko, if they
It's
wanted
open.
it, how much would they have
I'm
to
gonna
pay
get
to
in
get
then.
into this car, do you think?
Let's see if I can remember how
Right
to open
now,
it.
they sell for around
Window down,
3.8
and I can
to
lift it
4
up.
million.
Oh,
Really?
hello. So
Yes.
not electrically
It's 'cause
operated
there's a
like
queue
the
for people.
modern Koenigseggs.
Right,
And let's
there
get into
is.
it rather
Now,
daintily.
I've driven one of these. I've driven one in Dubai. I've driven the Absolute.
Oh yeah.
Personally,
Oh, this is
I'm a
really
bit
cool,
more of an
this is.
Absolute guy
I'm
than an
loving this
Attack.
shifter.
High-speed guy.
And just
Yeah,
the simple
I
design of
just
these old
prefer the look
versions
of
of
it,
Koenigseggs.
actually.
I love it,
Yeah,
like with these
which you
buttons
prefer?
here for all your
I prefer
different
the Attack.
functions like your
You're an
windows
Attack.
and your
Okay.
lights.
Yeah.
Just such a nice
Even though the
layout.
Absolute
Look at the old
grows
stereo.
more on me the longer I look at it and the more I
Oh,
have
feels
it,
so
but
good.
I'm a
And you
wee
can tell
guy.
this one's in a few miles, a little bit of
you've got
patina.
GT3
Oh,
rubies
it just
and you
feels so
regularly
right.
track it on the Nürburgring as well, which is dangerous,
Oh, I
but
really want to
anyway.
go in this. Oh,
But
it's so annoying that I
fun.
can only choose to drive
fun,
one
but
car.
out of
I've noticed
all the
one thing that might
Koenigs,
make it a bit
yeah,
tricky to
is a
drive.
Koenigs
The
Deluxe,
pedals are
which is your
seriously
favorite.
offset to the right.
The one-to-one.
The clutch
So
pedal
was
is
that
where
about
the
10 years
brake
ago,
pedal should
is
be.
it? Yeah.
The accelerator is
2004.
right over there
Yeah,
against the central column.
Mine
There's not much room for your feet.
CC850, if
The
you
next
know
car I'm
I
going to
got
reject
really lucky
is the
somehow,
Aston
found like
Martin
about 3 million
Valor.
and got
And the
an
reason for that
allocation
is
for
that
it as
while
well,
it
that
is
would be the
super
one
exciting,
that's my
manual
ultimate
twin
hyper,
turbo
that's the biggest,
V12,
that's the
there's
biggest
another
problem.
Aston I'd
Have you
rather
got
drive on the
any coming?
road.
And yes,
I
we
think
have
driving a
yes, total
Valkyrie
4
on the
cars,
road
4, and
would
how
just
many
be
of those will be
insane
made?
if I
70
could figure out how
you're
to open the door.
supposed to be
Where is it?
50 to
There's the
celebrate his 50th birthday,
There
then
we
he
go.
came up with the
And the
next
door
some
itself
kind
is
of
so
spurious reason how
light.
they could make another
Carbon
20
fibre,
celebrate 50
lightweight
for my
door.
birthday,
Getting into
20
one of these
for
is
20
fun.
years in production,
If I
so we're
remember,
going to
you
make 70 of them, yes.
have to do it this way.
GCO attack.
And
Driving
you
it on the
slide
road. I
down
don't find
over
it
this.
difficult to
Ow!
drive. So,
Bang
that
your
wouldn't be
chin
too
on that, which is
intimidating,
really
but
sharp.
it'd be a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
This is the thing,
like
you can
it
see
a
why
lot. I like
people
you a
don't
lot.
tend to want to
Will
take
I
these
pick
on
it?
like
Will I pick
at
it?
all.
Now, I've got to decide which 5 cars I'm
we need
going
to get the
keep
steering
to
wheel
sit
from
in,
somewhere if we're
which
going to
means I
drive
got
it.
to reject
To shut
5
it, you have to
cars.
reach up there to the handle
And I thought I'd
and then
just
be careful because
contemplated while
it
sitting
is
in the
quite
back
light
of
and it's got
this
soft
Mansell
close.
Rolls
Oh
Royce
yeah, on the road in
It's
this.
tough. I decided which car I'm going to reject first, and it is the Koenigsegg
Something
Jesko
else,
Attack.
just these madly
Reason
thin
being,
bucket
if I want a
seats, just
modern
you're like
Koenigsegg,
lying down
it's
like in a
going to
Formula
have to be
1
the
car almost. I drove one of these ages ago
and I really want to drive an older
gearbox.
Koenigsegg.
There's an issue with
Speaking
it.
of which, the older ones have solid silver plates. The new ones are carbon fiber, but this is really heavy.
I'd
Press
hate
this
if that
button to
happened
open
today
it.
if I choose to
It's
drive
not
this,
flashy.
but I'm
I
not
can
going
hear
to let
the
that
noise.
dissuade me.
Yeah.
The
Then
third
you
car I'm going
press
to
here.
reject
There you
is
go.
the
Such an idiot.
Apt
Now you have to do it
XGT.
again to
Reason
lock it
being,
again.
it might rain a
It's
little bit
open.
later on
Now
and
it's
it could be a
open.
bit
I'm
sketchy.
going to get in
Plus,
bed.
there's
Right.
another Audi I'd
See if
rather
I can
drive.
remember
It is,
how
of
to
course, the
open it.
Lamborghini
Window down and I
Countach.
can
Now you're
lift
probably
it
saying,
up.
oh, that's not really an
hello.
Audi. The
So,
Hurricane
not
maybe, but not
electrically
this.
operated
Well,
like
check
the
out
modern
that key.
Coding 6. And
That
let's
is an
get into
Audi
it
key.
rather.
Anyhow,
Oh,
all the
yeah.
cars that
Oh,
I've picked so
this is
far
really
have had
cool.
fabulous doors, and this is no
highlighting
exception.
this in just the simple design
Lovely.
of these old versions of Koenigs. I
Oh,
love it.
no, we've
Like
got the
these
plastic on the
buttons
seat
here for
because
all
my
your
dark
different
trousers
functions
would
like
mark
your
them.
windows in your
What a
life.
thing to sit in.
Just
Oh, this
such a
trim.
nice layout.
Oh, the
Look at
spec.
the old stereo.
And with this glass
Look
panel in
at
the
that.
roof as well.
Oh,
Oh, it's
feels
so
so
nice
good.
in here.
Now you
It
can
feels
tell
very
this runs in a
Miami,
few miles.
but in a good
Little
way.
bit
I
of
love the
patina.
original
Oh,
Countach,
it
but they're
just feels
so
so
like
right.
cramped
Oh,
inside.
I
I
really
mean,
want
the
to go in
Aventador doesn't
this.
exactly have
Oh,
good
it's
visibility,
so
but
annoying
it's
that I
way
can only
better than the
choose to drive
original.
one car. I've noticed one thing that might
Oh.
make it a bit tricky to drive.
Most of it though is
The pedals
rather
are seriously offset to the right.
Aventador-y,
The clutch
but
pedal
with
is
this
where the
interior
brake
trim
pedal should
and
be.
just the
The
looks you're
accelerator
going to
is
get
right
driving
over there
this down the
against
street.
central column. There's not much room for your feet. The next
LP
car I'm going
800
to
for
reject is the
800
Aston
horsepower
Martin
from that
Valor.
6.5 litre
Now,
V12.
the
It's
reason
going
for
to
that is
sound
that
awesome as
while
well,
it is
isn't
super
it?
exciting,
The fourth car I'm going to
manual
reject
twin
is
turbo
this,
V12. There's
the
another
McLaren
Aston I'd rather drive
P1.
on
Now,
the
I've driven
road.
one on a runway when we were doing some drag racing with Mark's car, but I've got a feeling I might be able to have a go with his on the road at some point. So I'm holding out for that, which means I can drive a car I've always wanted to, but I've never had the chance. It is, of course, the Porsche Carrera GT. Now I'm a bit of a Porsche fan, as you're probably aware, and this one has the least exciting door so far. Still can't figure out where to press the... No, I'm not doing very well at this. No, that is locked. That's unlocked. This is mad, this interior in this blue. I'm so frightened of dinging one of the other cars. These seats are good. Oh yeah. The smell is very similar. There's like an early noughties Porsche smell. This definitely has it.
There's an issue with it. The silver power to limit.
I feel so right. It's funny that this steering wheel is exactly the same as in my 996. The colour is better in this blue rather than the baby sick Sylvana beige in my car. Tell you what is interesting. The switches are all cheap and plasticky. This bit on the dash as well. Plus the switchgear is just the same as in the 996. It's quite horrible. But then the other bits do just feel more expensive. Obviously with the carbon fibre in the door as well. Right, those pedals. Oh, that clutch. That clutch is, oh yeah, I can see why people have a problem with it. It is vicious, and this iconic gear shifter, like the wood. I want to hear that V10 sing, I really do, and just have a go at pulling away. What's the odds that I'll stall it though?
It's so nice.
It's going to be a bit nerve-wracking if I choose to drive this. What a thing, though. The last car I'm going to reject is the Tramontana. Now, while I think it'd be a blast driving that on the road because it's so extreme, it's not as extreme as the Apollo IE. I mean, this is a crazy, crazy car. Being one of 10, I'm probably never going to see one ever again in my life. Now, if you're actually shopping for a car, if you want something a little bit more normal, I found a great deal on a sports car through CarWow. If you want to see what the car is and the saving through CarWow, click on the pop-out banner appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen, or scan the QR code on screen now. There's also a link in the description of this video and the pinned comment. Anyway, let's get into this. This car also has interesting doors. Where's the button? There it is.
So I'm holding out for
not doing very good at this, am I?
I can drive a car I've always wanted to, but I've never
Oh
had the
yeah.
chance.
Now let's see if we can get into this. Now the steering wheel does come out if you need to remove it, but I'm just going to try and do this in one go. Oh, the seats are interesting. I thought the Valkyrie was like lying down-y kind of position. This seems like it's going to be even more so.
No, I'm not doing very well at this.
Wow. Oh my
locked.
goodness. How do you pull this down? Oh, you pull on that.
This is mad. This interior in this blue. I'm so frightened
And then
of
check
being
this
in
out,
one of
right?
the other
Look,
cars.
got this little kind of condom,
these seats are good.
extra safety on
yeah.
the
smell
steering
is
wheel
very
so that you
similar.
don't like
There's like an
scuff
early
it when
90s
it's
Porsche
taken out of the
smell.
car.
This
My
definitely has
goodness.
it.
This is like something
wow.
else.
I feel so
It's mad
right.
to think that there's some guy
funny
just
that
wanted
this
to create his
steering
own
wheel is exactly
hypercar.
the same as
Certainly
it.
feels like a really
My
special,
996.
unique proposition, this
So,
thing.
the
The
color
way these
is better
seats are
in
like
this
built into the
blue rather
bulkhead,
than
and
the baby
these are
6 on
probably the
beige
smallest
in my
headrests
car.
I've ever experienced.
Tell
And the
you
air
what is interesting.
conditioning is
The
up there
switches
like
are
in a
cheap and
plane.
plasticky.
Look
This
at
bit on the
that.
dash
You've got like
as well.
switches like in race
Plus,
cars
the
as
switch
well.
gear is
The
just
digital
the same
driver
as
display is
the
actually really clear, but
996.
very futuristic.
It's quite horrible. But then the other bits
that
do
feels
just
right.
feel more expensive.
Oh yes, and the
Obviously, with
materials are
carbon
lovely.
fiber
This
in
is
the
really
door as
soft
well.
and squidgy.
Right.
Doesn't
Those
feel quite
pedals.
as intimidating
that
as the
clutch. That clutch
Valkyrie
is
because the
oh,
visibility
yeah.
seems
I can
better,
see why
but it
people
feels
have a
just
problem
as
with it.
like
It is
awesome.
vicious.
It's going
And
to be
this
tough.
iconic
Decisions.
gear shifter like a wood. Want to hear that
What should I
V10
do?
sing?
What I've got to do
I
now
really do.
is reject
And
two
just have
cars
a go
and
at
pick
pulling
3
away in
to
this.
cold start, and
Once
one of
I
those
stall
will be the
it,
one that I
though,
actually
it's
drive.
going to
Obviously,
be
it's
a
not
bit
going to be this
nerve-wracking
Porsche
if I choose to
993
drive
GT. I mean,
What a
listen to
thing,
this.
though. The last car I'm
That
going
is the
to reject
sound
is the
of
Tramontana.
loss-making
Now,
quality.
while I think it
Smells of
be a
fuel as
blast
well.
driving
Lovely.
that on the road
So the two
because
cars
it's
I've
so
decided to
extreme. It's not
reject,
as extreme as
Lamborghini
the
Countach,
Apollo IE.
because I've already heard
I mean,
plenty
this
of
is a
Lamborghini
crazy,
6.5
crazy being one
V12s
of 10.
and the Koenigsegg
probably never going to see one ever again in my
CCXR. Tough
life.
choice, but it's because the
Now,
other 3
if you're
cars
actually
I
shopping
definitely
for a
want to
car,
hear.
if you
The
want
first car we're going to
something a
cold
little
start
bit more
is
normal,
the Carrera
I found a great
GT.
deal
Let's
on a
fire up
sports
this
car
nat
through
gas rated
CarWow.
V10. Go on,
If
Marcus.
you want to see what the car is on the safety through CarWow, click on the pop-out banner linked to the top right-hand corner of the screen or scan the
Whoa.
QR code on the screen now. There's also
Oh,
a
that
link
is
in the
so
description of
nice.
this video.
Imagine this on the road,
let's
full
get into
throttle.
this.
I want to
This
hear
car also
that.
has
You want to hear that? You definitely do.
There
The
it
next
is.
car we're
Oh,
going to
I'm
start
not doing very
is
good at this,
the
am
Apollo.
I?
Apparently it's
There we
really
go.
loud.
Look.
So go on, Marcus.
Oh, yeah. Now, let's get into this. Now, the steering wheel does come out and you want to move it. But I'm just going to try and do this in one go.
Wow.
Oh, the seats are I thought the Valkyrie was like lying down. This seems like it's going even more so. Wow.
You couldn't hear me? Blimey, I love the design of the exhaust as well.
my
Look at that.
goodness.
Oh,
How
it
do you
smells
pull
quite
this down?
fuely as well.
Oh, you pull on that.
The final
And
car
then
we're going to
check
cold
this out.
start is
Right.
the Aston Martin
Look,
Valkyrie.
got this little
Now,
kind of
Marcus
condom
has
for
to go through a
extra safety on the
procedure to
steering wheel
start
so
it
that
up.
you
So go
don't
on,
like
talk us
stuff
through
when
it.
it's taken
I
out the
plucked the
car.
steering, that basically
My
activated the
goodness.
car.
This is
Then
like
you press the
something
start
else.
button
It's mad to
once
think
till
that
all
some
the
guy just
screens
wanted
and
to create his
systems
own
come
hypercar.
up.
Marcus, I think we've lost the
Feels like
race.
a really special proposition,
Everyone's
this thing.
finished.
The
Here
way
we
these
are.
seats like built
Gearbox
into the
in
bulkhead,
neutral.
and these are probably
So
the smallest
I'm ready when you
headrests
are.
I've ever
Go on
experienced.
then, do it.
And the air conditioning is up there like in a
V12,
plane. Look at
naturally
that.
aspirated.
You got like switches like in race cars as well.
There's a lot of gearbox noise, but when this thing is driving, it's amazing. Wow. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So apparently we can't turn this on straight off. We've got to let it run for a bit until the reds drop, and then we can turn it off. It has to go through a cycle. They're dropping. That's it then. 3 cars on the short list, but which one should I drive? I've got to make the decision now. But if it was your choice, which one would you go for? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I've made my decision. And interestingly, the owner of the car that I'm going to drive is actually on his way here now, obviously to check that I'm suitable for driving his car, and he's coming in something rather interesting, and we might just hear him. In fact, we'll definitely hear him before we see him.
A few minutes later.
I can hear it. I can hear something coming.
Oh,
Can you hear that?
So nice. Imagine this on
Listen
the
to
road.
that.
Full
It's coming.
throttle. I want to hear that.
That
I
is
want
so
to hear
loud,
that.
and it's actually
You
quite far
definitely
away.
do. The next car we're going to start is the Apollo. Apparently, it's really loud. So,
Sounds like
go on, Marcus.
Formula
Wow,
One from the
that's right.
90s.
It's okay.
Oh,
there we go.
look at this.
You couldn't hear me. I love the design of the exhaust as well.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, it smells quite fuely as well. The final car we're going to cold start is the Escalade Velvet. Now, Marcus has
That's
to go
it.
through a procedure to start it up.
Wow, forgot he's
So,
on.
go on, talk us through it. I plugged the steering that basically activated the car. Then, you press the start
Wow.
button once till
Hello,
all the
you're right.
screens and systems
Yes,
come
You're
on.
right.
all the rain over.
Marcus,
Yeah, always.
I think we've
This is
lost the
Mike,
race.
and he's offered to give me a
Everyone's
lift to our
finished.
filming
Here we
location
are.
in his amazing
Gearbox and
Zonda F.
So,
However,
I'm ready
instead
when
of a
you
quiet
are.
country
Go
road,
on then.
Marcus has scouted a
Music.
secret test
Oh,
track
nature.
where I'd be able
Oh,
to
yeah.
drive the car
Music turned
flat
it on.
out.
Has to go
Unfortunately,
through a
there was no
cycle.
guarantee
They're
we'd be
dropping.
allowed in,
That's it
and to
then.
make matters
3 cars
worse,
on the short
there was
list.
heavy rain
But which
on the
one should I
way.
drive?
Obviously, this is the
I've got to make
Roadster,
the
and it
decision
does have
now.
a roof with it
But
that you
if
can
it was
put
your
on,
choice,
but you
which
have to
one
take
would
it
you
with
go
you, look,
for?
in the
Let me know in
passenger
the
seat.
comments.
The only way
Okay,
to make
I've
space
made
for
my
me was to
decision.
leave the roof
And
behind in the
interestingly,
garage,
the owner
which
of the
meant that
car
this
that
car's
I'm going to
bespoke
drive is
interior
actually
will be
on his way
completely
here
exposed
now,
to the elements.
obviously,
Would
to
that
check that I'm
decision
suitable
come
for
back to
driving
haunt
his
us
car.
later on?
I've never been in a Zonda.
Definitely
Never?
heard
Never.
before we
So
see
how
him
many
a few
cars
minutes
have you
later.
roughly?
Never counted.
And do you drive all your cars?
Listen
You
to
don't
that.
care about
It's coming.
mileage,
That is so loud.
Just
And
enjoy
it's
it.
actually
I think that's the
quite far
point of
away.
owning a
Sounds
car.
like
And
Formula
this, out of all
One
your
from
cars,
the
is the
90s.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
basically this is
Wow.
a
Music, that's
rebuild
it.
from
Wow. Forgotten
a
he's
base,
on.
let's
You
say,
were
it's on
waiting
the
you for 5
So
minutes
every
because we
detail
heard
on
you
this
already.
car is chosen by me.
Wow.
This is the
Hello.
paint,
You all
everything,
right?
the
Yes.
color,
For the
all
rain over.
bespoke.
Yeah.
The only
All
thing
right.
that was
This
left
is Mike and he's offered
carried
to
over
give me
from
a
the
lift to our
donor car
filming
was the
location to
chassis
amazing Zonda
number.
And do they
However,
re-strengthen the
instead of a
chassis or
quiet
anything like
country
that?
road,
Yeah.
Marcus
This
has
is the brand new
scouted
chassis,
a
used to be a
secret
coupe.
test track where I'd
Yeah.
be able
No,
to
okay.
drive the car
Right.
flat out.
I think the best cars
And it does
are
have a
fun,
roof with it.
even when you're going slow.
Exactly. This is why this car is my favorite. You don't need to do 300 kilometers an hour to get a fun or create acceleration. You know, you can actually just cruise, and it's still very enjoyable, and it's very roomy for a car.
I've never
like,
been in a
for
Zonda.
a normal, let's say, sports car.
But it doesn't feel overly big at the same time.
It's very easy to drive. This gearbox, the Zonda, was the first manual car I ever owned.
Really?
Yeah, I never got, that's the point.
I'm used to very fast cars. Electric cars have changed everything.
But that's
The
only
noise.
acceleration, there's no emotion, there's no feeling, there's no gear change.
Do you know what I like as well sometimes?
Yeah. Now
With a
it's a
natural
Rust
spray
right.
car,
I think
the
the
throttle
best
response
part
is better than an electric car with a really good one.
Yeah, of course.
Like the throttle response is just, what's it like on this? You just go like that. Yeah.
Very responsive. This is also why I love naturally aspirated cars. Most of my cars are naturally aspirated. The only one that's not,
Let's
the
say
Bugatti,
sports car.
Do you have Koenigseggs or not?
used to have the whole range of 27, but not anymore.
Have you got a Carrera GT?
I had a Mirage GT before, but not a Carrera GT. Funny, the first day I got a Mirage, I stalled twice, so it's got a little bit better clutch already, but it's still very easy to stall. Marco's making fun of me. Hey, Mike, you can't drive?
There's no feeling.
I said, okay, you drive it. He also stalled. I said, Marcus.
With a natural aspirated car, the throttle
Do you have any
response is
normal
better.
cars?
S65 is my daily.
Yeah.
S65.
Yeah.
Like the
I have one in every country I stay, basically.
Is that the saloon, the big?
like that.
The V12, yeah.
Yeah.
The four-door.
Do you drive it or do you get driven?
Very
That one I drive it. I have three S65 I drive myself. I also have the Pullman, the Maybach Pullman.
Oh, right,
That's
okay.
the one I get driven in. Just Lambos, Ferraris, stuff like that. Now my newest daily actually my Chiron. Now.
Which Chiron?
The Sender one.
The Sunday one, okay. You've got a Super Sport as well.
Yeah. It's flying from America into London this week. We'll be transfer to Germany
A little bit better
next
clutch
week. So I'll
already,
try to
but
do
it's still
400
very
kilometers an
easy to
hour
store.
in that car.
Marco's
On the
making
autobahn
fun of me.
at night.
Hey,
Yeah. You
Mike,
do it at night or in the
come
morning?
drive. I like okay.
Night.
You
I think
drive
night
it.
is better.
Yeah.
So Marcus
I
said his fastest was
Marcus,
380 something.
you have
Really? Which car?
Sure on.
It's my daily
No,
routine.
Counting second. Okay, right.
So I'm gonna beat him to 400 first. Yeah.
I drive myself. I also have other company. The what? The
Wow.
Marco. That's the one I get. Just
Thanks.
Lambos,
That was
Ferraris,
good.
stuff like
What a
that.
thing. Oh.
Now my years
So what do you pay for this?
actually
What do you have to
like
pay for it?
now, which on the
You
standard
got the
one.
donor car, you got the
The
work.
standard one
Yeah,
again.
basically.
You got a super sport
It's
as
over
well.
10.
Yeah.
Over 10, and
If
okay,
flying
and if
from
you were to
America
sell it,
into
it'd be
London this
same.
week,
I'll never sell
you
this.
transfer
This is
about
going to the
30
grave
next
with
week.
me.
Are you going to be buried in it?
Try to
Yes,
do 400
I'll be sitting here,
hours on
and
the car on the
maybe
autobahn
down like
at
200 years down the road, you see a skeleton in the Zonda
I
somehow.
think that is better. So Mark
Are we
said his
using this or
fastest
no?
was
No, we
380
can, I can
something.
ask if
Really?
you guys want
Which
to.
car?
Yeah.
It's a handmade
Might be
course
second.
they have
Cody's
inside.
second.
Yeah.
It's a round,
Okay.
it's an oval.
So I'm going to beat him to
Drifting
400
area.
first. Yeah.
It
Wow.
looks empty,
Thanks.
so
That's good.
can we
What a
borrow
thing.
it?
Oh, so. what
Luckily,
do you
Mike
pay for
wasn't so
this?
precious
What do
about
you
the
have to
car
pay for it
I'd be
too?
driving,
You got
his
the
€4
donor
million
car. You
Apollo
got the work.
IE.
Yeah,
Yes, it was a
basically,
tough
it's
decision,
over
but I
10.
had to experience
Over
this
10.
incredibly
And
rare,
okay. And
naturally
if you were to
aspirated
sell it,
V12
it'd be saying,
hypercar
"I'll
for
never
myself.
sell this.
And
This is
amazingly,
going to the
Marcus
grave
was
with
able
me.
to
Or
sweet
you're
talk the
going to
test
be
track
buried in
operators
it.
into letting
Yes.
us use their
I'll be
handling
sitting here and
circuit
maybe down
for
like
free,
200 years
despite
down
the
the road,
fact
you see a
we showed
skeleton
up
in the Zonda
completely
somewhere.
out of the blue. Maybe
you
this sort of
using
thing
this or no?
happens all the time
No.
when you own
No.
a fleet of
I can ask
hypercars.
if you
Anyway,
guys
before I
want
could
to.
drive the Apollo,
Yeah,
there was
it's a
something
handling
we had
course
to
they
do
have
first.
inside.
So what's going to happen here is Mike's going to drive me first. We're going for a little spin around this track.
Yeah.
And we'll see how we get on.
Luckily,
Interesting
Mike
track.
wasn't so
First time
precious
for me
about
here.
the car I'd
First
be
time for me
driving.
here.
His €4 million Apollo.
It's crazy that they're letting us do
Yes,
this.
it was a
And you
tough
glad you came from
decision, but I
Düsseldorf?
had to experience
Yeah.
this incredibly rare, naturally
The handling track
aspirated
looks fairly
V12
narrow, and
hypercar
this
for
car has a
myself.
terrible turning circle.
And amazingly, Marcus was able to sweet talk the test
And
track
see the
operators
turning
into
circle
letting us
is
use their
almost
handling
non-existent.
service.
Oh, we did it. We're
Despite
okay.
the fact we showed up completely out of the blue.
It's noisy, isn't it? A lot of gearbox.
Yeah.
It seems a lot more extreme than the Zonda, doesn't it?
I can't really hear you.
Don't worry. So I'm going to have this like this so you can hear me. So it's bands here on the suspension. The car shunts at low speeds. It's so noisy. Oh, the exhaust on the overrun. Go for it. This laid-back seating position definitely starts to make sense under braking, because it's almost like you're braking while standing up. You can really put pressure onto the pedals. Whoa! Here we go. I'm going to get to drive it.
One of the reasons I chose to drive this car is because I was worried about damaging the clutch in the Carrera GT. But as I strapped myself in, Marcus dropped a bombshell on me.
So the clutch comes really in the beginning.
There's a clutch?
Yeah, the clutch. The bite point is very close to the end of the pedal.
Okay.
You will notice.
So it's like driving a Carrera GT. Let the clutch raise.
Yeah.
When you get on the move, then
And then it's pedals.
Yeah, only for the first gear you need the clutch.
Okay.
After that you don't need the clutch.
How do I bring the pedals closer?
You want them closer?
Yeah, a little bit. I've got short legs. I might go a little bit closer, just because I've got really short legs. There we go, got it.
Yeah, only for the first gear.
Okay, first gear.
yeah, clutch in.
Yeah, clutch is in.
Yeah, first gear.
What's the odds that I stall it?
You want them closer.
Oh, we'll make fun of you.
a little bit.
Okay, right.
I've got short legs.
Got
I
it.
might go a little
Here we
bit
go.
closer just because I touch it. Really short legs. There we go.
Oh, hold on.
Got it.
Handbrake.
E-brake.
First gear.
You almost set me up
clutch
there,
in.
Mike.
Yeah.
There we
clutch
go.
is in.
Then now
Yeah,
throttle.
first gear.
It's fine.
What's the odd that I still hit? Oh, we need
Not
that.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not much lock, is there?
No, it's far off. It's fine. Not bad. Yeah, there's not much lock.
I'll get my watch caught on the blooming. We can try lateral G.
It's a proper racing car, isn't it? The pedal box is quite small.
Pretty good lateral G. Wow.
First, let neutral.
Second right.
something else stopping me from experiencing the car's full potential. You are on sport
It's a proper racing car, isn't it?
Okay.
The pedal box is quite small.
I can barely hear you.
Really way to roll there. It's cool, man. Yes.
First, then neutral.
Music knows you. Yeah, it's
Hold on.
That's
Go to first.
what it is. Might get a few surgeons.
Hold on.
What does the E stand for?
Arrow, just like a race car.
Right. A little bit more. Yeah, stiffer.
However,
It was a
while
bit
Mike
more
was fixing
rolly
this
before.
problem, he noticed
So,
something else
neutral
stopping
thing
me
is,
from experiencing the
press
car's
neutral.
full
We are
potential.
done.
You are on
Thanks very
sport
much.
comfort suspension even.
Ah.
So you're not even on the, maybe you want to try, you're not even in the race mode yet.
Okay, let's go to race mode.
The suspension setting is
Just come over again.
So we're in sport now. So we'll try it again, yeah?
Try again.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
E-brake.
Brake, yeah.
Reckon I'm going to make it round in one go?
No.
Oh, I'd like to, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like a ship.
Actually, there's one season So Las Vegas police have won. Yeah, Las Vegas police have won. Despite its amazing engine and race car performance, there's actually a different
Something's not right.
This meant we had to drive as quickly as possible to avoid the rain and hopefully protect this $10 million car's That's it, man. Yes, it's coming. We have to drive fast.
No fuel?
Yeah, it's low fuel, that's probably what it is. Might get a fuel surge on it.
Does it feel different? Yeah, it does, right? A little bit more
Stiffer.
Yeah, stiffer.
It was a bit more rolly before. So neutral, dig in, press neutral, we are done. Well, thank you very much, Mike, for letting me have a drive this car. I don't think I'm ever in my life going to drive one again.
And when we were driving
No, just come and you drive again.
It's so, okay.
Just come over again, you drive it again.
But I don't think I'd drive anyone else's, because who else in the world's got one? You've got 2 of 10,
Yeah, so you have 8 other owners.
and you know them.
Yeah.
Where are they based?
I think there's a few in America. Actually, there's one seized by the police in Las
really?
Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, some kind of fraud
This move.
thing there.
So Las Vegas police have one.
Yeah. Las Vegas police have one.
Because we're going
I
back to
really
the
enjoyed
cloud.
driving this incredibly
We are
rare
one.
Apollo,
We
but
made it.
despite its amazing
Made it.
engine and
Straight
race
to
car
the garage.
performance, there's
Yes.
actually a different
Open the
hypercar
door.
I'd rather
There
go
we go.
home in, the
Is there a
iconic
room?
Zonda
Yeah,
F
there's
Roadster.
room.
But Mike and I
Straight
were
in.
about to drive
Yes.
into a world
Hi.
of trouble.
Hey,
There was a huge
we
storm
did it.
approaching,
Well
and the
done.
Zonda F's roof
Made it out.
was back
It
at
turns
ESSA
out that no
headquarters.
matter how much
This
money
meant
you
we had to
have,
drive
if
as
it
quickly
rains
as
and your
possible to
hypercar
avoid
doesn't
the
have a
rain
roof,
and
you're
hopefully
going to get
protect
wet.
this $10 million car's bespoke interior.
Yeah, look, it's coming.
That's a rain, yes.
It's coming.
We'll have to drive faster than the cloud.
We need to just pull into a garage station or something.
We should have to ask the boys to take the roof back.
It's a bit better now. You're moving. When you're driving, it doesn't get you so badly, does it?
Yeah.
We've beaten the cloud. That was good work.
Yep.
We're okay. And when we were driving anyway, it went over the top quite a bit.
Yep. As long as you're moving, it's okay. It's only when you're stationary, that's when you get wet.
Yeah, my hair's wet. It's yours. Look.
Yeah, mine is proper wet.
It's woken me up. Now we calm down. Oh, it's so good, isn't it, this?
Come
Here we go
on,
again.
move out of the way.
It's coming. It's coming.
Because we're going back to the cloud. We won't run.
Made it.
Made it.
Straight to the garage.
Yes.
Open the door! Here we go. There's a room. Yeah, there's room. Straight in.
Yes.
Hey! We did it.
Woo!
Well done.
Made it out.
It turns out that no matter how much money you have, if it rains and your hypercar doesn't have a roof, you're going to get wet.